Finally.
There we are. What's up, Safaree?
What up? What up?
How you feeling, man?
I just finished working out, man. I was here getting drained. I'm like, yo, what kind of technical difficulties are these? Was it
Yeah.
y'all or Zoom?
For the people at home, they don't understand that normally Zoom works pretty fucking good, but we just had like the ultimate collision of two Zoom streams not wanting to work together at all.
Yeah, well, we here now.
We're here. So wait, what's the coronavirus workout like for you? Has your workout routine changed up a bunch?
Yo, low key, it kind of got me more focused. Like, I went and got like a whole gym set up, and I turned my basement into like a full gym. And it's like I'm able to just do way more than I was doing before. Because I put on some weight when my wife got pregnant. I got a dad bod. So
Right.
March 1st, I kind of zoned out and got right.
Hey, pause, but I believe doesn't the Safaree version of the dad bod probably still have like visible abs? Just curious.
No, and I'm dropping a workout plan soon. And when I drop my workout plan, I'm gonna put my before and after, and they're gonna see like I'm not somebody who's just always in shape. Yo, I was looking crazy.
Oh, wow. That's good to know that there's hope for all of us. Because I lost like 40, 50 pounds over the course of the past like 6 months, but the coronavirus totally fucked me up where now it's like I still am like basically the same weight, but I know I gained some fat because I definitely lost a bunch of muscle over the last like 3 months of not working out. So I got to like really, really get back on it.
I had to lose 13 pounds and I was going crazy. So 40 pounds?
It was tough. I got at least another 20 to go. But yo, is the OnlyFans a motivator for you to stay in shape at this point? Like, how has that changed up your mentality?
Yo, low key, the OnlyFans joint, it kind of like I always was very like into the whole fitness thing, but like the OnlyFans thing, it's like that kind of makes me be like, all right, ain't no slacking, ain't no days off. You got to stay in shape because this is work.
Right. Who do you think your primary audience is on there? Because I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were asking me, they're like, "Oh, is Safaree going to do stuff with his girl on his OnlyFans?" And I was like, "Oh man, I didn't even think of that because I assume that there's a whole bunch of gay dudes out there that really probably would not be trying to see that. True or false?"
Yo, well, I got some stuff there, and the stuff that I do got, you know what I'm saying? It is with my wife, so
Oh, okay.
As far as who's on it and the demographic and all of that, everybody is a bunch of secret profiles. Like OnlyFans is like it's like a dark underworld. Like, not like Instagram where you got a profile and a bio.
Right.
Everybody's name is U3RC 4, and you just don't know who these people are.
Definitely. Yeah, man. I got really carried away because I started like everybody kept saying you got to do the Safaree OnlyFans review. And I ended up getting just so deep into learning about the life of Safaree in general that the video ended up not really even being about the actual OnlyFans so much. It was more like I was just sitting there putting together a fucking book report about this guy that, you know, I'd always been interested in, but I had never bothered to do like the full deep dive. Pause.
Yeah, nah. And you know what? I really appreciate that because it's so ironic. My DJ, he was talking to me about you like 2 weeks before that because his son watches you. And he said, "Oh, Adam said something about Safaree or whatever." And I wasn't too familiar with the whole, like, you know what I'm saying, with how big your channel was and everything. So then I went, and then that's when you did the review on me. And usually when people talk about me, I don't watch it because it just be super biased. They're not talking facts. They don't really go and do their history. They don't really go and try to find out like real shit. They just go off of headlines, and you can't base a person off of headlines. You know what I'm saying? Because that's clickbait.
Right. See, I mean, that's the thing that I found or that made me want to learn more about Safaree is I was like, listen, there's no way, knowing how hard it is to pursue and land a high-profile female counterpart, wife, girlfriend, whatever. I'm like, there's no way that multiple women in the entertainment world who are, without question, very high-end women, very desirable, lots of competition for their attention, I was like, there's no way that these like multiple different girls that we all know are wrong about Safaree. And as I dove into it more and more, I was like, man, I can totally see what women like about him because, you know, you're a very, I don't know, you're a very like honest, real person. And actually, I got that a lot from watching Love and Hip Hop, which I didn't even bring into that video, to be honest, too. I was like, man, I feel like my girl would like me more if I had a little bit more of a soft side like Safaree has.
You know what, with me, I'm like, I was raised by like all women, my moms and my sisters. So, you know, I just feel like it's way more work to be something you're not. Like for me to just be me, it's no work. Like I swear, like the opportunities and the things that like come to me that end up being blessings that kind of stem from like a bad situation or just something that was considered something so crazy that somebody else would have killed themselves, it's like it always ends up just working in my favor. And it's just because I just feel like I put out good energy, good karma. There's situations and people know there's things that I could have did to be so messy and crazy. And I just was always a kind of like person to be like, that's not fun. Like it'll be something to talk about now, but then in the long haul, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be known as the guy who can't keep their mouth shut.
Definitely. I mean, there's always that temptation because we live in this like attention economy where if you are the guy in the headlines that day, you get all the attention, people are talking about you, et cetera, et cetera. But then at the same time, you know, there's the compromise. You don't want to put your morals to the side. You don't want to necessarily do something or say something you don't agree with. And there's always sort of that decision to be made of how you want to depict yourself.
Yeah, like I just feel like with me, if it's something that's like super off the wall, like, yo, all right, you're dead wrong about this shit. I can't let you put this out there in the public and have people believe it. Then it's like, yo, you can't get mad at somebody for defending themselves. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never the type of person to like antagonize a situation and just make it be super duper like extra and messy because like I deal with reality. Like people could do all of this internet shit and all of that, but like, yo, people really got to go outside. People got to really see each other. You know what I'm saying? And shit gets dangerous. Like this is not something where you can just say anything and think you're gonna go places and people just gonna see you and say what's up. Like people get really hurt behind saying the wrong shit. You know
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that was one thing that I sort of said in the video that I made about you was I was like, it felt like Safaree maybe had a weird transition period where you had been used to living like a very like, luxurious lifestyle during your past relationship. But then all of a sudden you're kind of like out there on your own and you sort of went through this weird period where you went from like very low profile to all of a sudden super high profile. But you're not necessarily surrounded by this big entourage and all the other stuff that you probably had to deal with beforehand, right?
yeah, and when I heard you say that, it kind of gave me goosebumps because I'm like, yo, a handful of people really looked at like my situation like that, where it's like, okay, boom. You go from playing the back for all this X amount of time, and then all of a sudden, boom, on TV, going places, and everybody knows who I am now and shit. So my whole approach of I don't need security. I can still just go out and be regular and just do whatever. That didn't really like connect in my brain until like a real bad situation happened to me where I was like, you know what? I gotta really start to move like somebody who's in the public eye. I don't even like to say the word famous. I like to say I'm in the public eye. So it's like, yo, if I go into a room of 2,000 people, those 2,000 people, they're gonna know who I am. I don't know who none of these people are. And that's a super unfair advantage to me. So I need to move accordingly.
Yeah, and it's weird because you go through this time period where you think, I'm a nice guy. I ain't did nothing to nobody. I don't got problems with people, et cetera, so I'm good. But then at a certain point, you realize like, oh shit, it don't matter if I'm a nice guy, and it don't matter if I don't feel like I have beef with anybody because all of a sudden, just fucking with me is a World Star clip. Just saying something to me is a TMZ post. So all of a sudden, I remember when Gucci said back in the day, he's like, I'm a walking lick. And I didn't really understand what he meant at the time, but it's like you're a walking lick even without jewelry because you could get somebody a bunch of attention.
And it's super unfair because even I remember one day when I was in New York, like I went out to eat and it was me, my wife, her stepson, and her godson. Like we were kids, and we had walked into like a this place to eat, and there was like a table. We were in like a private section, but then like across from us there was like a table of like some girls celebrating like a birthday. And like when I walk into places, I don't assume that everybody is a fan of me. So
Right.
I'm not gonna go around saying hi to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I walk in, I go to where I'm at, and then like before I leave, they're like, oh, he didn't even say hi to nobody, blah, blah, blah. And then it just started the biggest argument, started a huge fight with it just got so crazy. So it was just like, it just all that's out the window.
Oh, that's crazy though, because it's like then you feel like you can't really act like a normal person because you walk into a room and if somebody's looking at you, you're wondering like, are they looking at me because they know who I am, or are they looking at me just because somebody else is looking at me? And like to say hi to everybody, it feels kind of like fake and meaningless. Like, what's the point of even saying hi to somebody if I got to say hi to everybody?
Exactly. And then like people really be like, oh, he was so rude. He didn't say hi. You didn't say hi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you walked in, you didn't walk in saying hi to everybody. So like, I understand, okay, you may know who I am, but how do I know you like me? You could be one of the people who's like, I don't care about him.
Right.
So I'm always also too, you know, I'm on edge sometimes, you know, especially after going through traumatic things where you feel like you almost lost my.
Oh, sorry.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm talking to Adam. You want to come say hi? Come say hi. Peek your head out.
I got a boob out. I'm breastfeeding. Hi, Adam.
Hi. How you doing?
You need to do homework on me and do a video.
All right. We're moving that to the top of the list. We're doing that next. Shout out to Erica. Let me ask you this. In this new high-profile relationship that you're in, what are the rights? What are the things you're doing right now that you did wrong the first time around? Because it's you're in a very different position in your life. But what makes this relationship so much healthier than prior situations that you might have been involved in?
I feel like now I'm used to being like in the position that I am, and she is too, and I'm not with someone who she doesn't think she's above me in any way. You know what I'm saying? If anything, for the most part, she really uplifts me and just be like making me feel like I'm the man, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know like how well she was doing for herself until I got with her. Really? You know, like there's some people out there, they be really doing their thing, and it's like if you don't pay attention, you just won't know. Like she's doing so well for herself, and if I wasn't like with her the way I am, I would have never known that she was, you know what I'm saying, just doing so good. So I just feel like our personalities too are so similar. Like she's like a female version of me with sexy, juicy breasts, fat, juicy ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it works.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. How you feel when you see people? I think it was Kia, the singer girl from back in the day, right? She was talking some shit about you and your girl both having an OnlyFans. How you feel about that opinion?
The opinion of somebody who I don't know, who I've never seen, who is so irrelevant, who their words mean absolutely nothing in this culture. That means absolutely nothing to me.
Right.
Like from where I came from, when there was one point in time where I had the entire world, the entire industry was against me, something like that, that's just as relevant as somebody who has a fake bot account on Instagram coming to leave me a comment saying some hateful, dumb shit.
Right.
And it's just a random egg on Twitter. So
yeah,
like, that's like a random on Twitter talking about me.
Right, because it feels like you read so many comments, because I'm in the same boat where my girlfriend has an OnlyFans, but you read so many comments from people who just seem to believe. Oh yeah, my girl's actually one of the bigger girls on OnlyFans. I forget if she's in the top 50 or top 100 or something.
Ah, that's what's up. What's her name?
Lena the Plug. Shout out Lena the Plug.
Shout out, Linda the Plug. I'm gonna look her up.
All right, nice. But you know, it's like I get a lot of comments from people who seem like they are sort of like projecting their attitude onto me in the sense like they think that I should. Right, I should feel the way that they feel. When in reality, it's like I just don't. Like I'm just not bothered in the way that a lot of people seem like they think they should be, and it's kind of hard to even like understand when you're reading those comments because you're just like, you know, I just have no reason to be arguing with somebody who thinks that they have an understanding of what my life is like or how I should feel about things. How do you feel when you're reading those comments?
Let me tell you how I like evaluate stuff like that, right? And I'm not cocky, I'm not arrogant, and it's not me thinking that I'm better than people, but I just think I'm better than them. But if I don't know you and you're taking the time to tell me your feeling and your insight on something that's making you so mad about something that I'm doing and I'm not even thinking about you while I'm doing it, that means that you are not on my level in no shape or form, and I should not be listening to anything you're saying. Unless it's somebody who's really up here in the stratosphere, and I'm like, damn, that person got that to say about me, I'm not gonna like listen to or let it bother me that somebody who I have no idea who they are is coming to tell me their opinion, especially when I'm the one who's really benefiting off of this shit.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy the numbers that you were throwing around, saying that you fucking made what, like 100,000 plus in your first couple weeks on there.
Yo, let me tell you something. I've been in the music business. I'm in the TV business, and the money that this shit makes, not having to leave my house, and the only sweat that I break is in the gym, is unbelievable. Like I just can't believe it. Like sometimes, like when I look at this shit, I just can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Hey,
it's really unbelievable.
Do you okay, so rewind to back when you first had the naked pictures leak on the internet though. Was there a bit of you that was like, God, this is like embarrassing. I didn't want this stuff on the internet, or were you always kind of somebody who could take that sort of thing in stride?
You want to know what? The feedback, that's so crazy. My wife just asked me that the other day. But the feedback on my meat leaking, it was so crazy right away. I didn't have any time to be embarrassed. Like all the girls, everybody was going so crazy. Every club was booking me. It was like I was like, I didn't have time to be embarrassed. Like that shit was crazy. Like I was booked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for freaking months off of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty weird, like going back and looking at all the memes and all the posts from that time. I'm like clicking on random like talk show clips, and it's just a bunch of random girls just talking about Safaree's meat, and I'm just like, how do you become a meme for having a huge dick? That's like a weird, that's a weird position to find yourself in.
I should have, man. I should. And you want to know what's so crazy? And people think I did it on purpose, but like that really wasn't done on purpose. Let me tell you like how it happened. I was talking to somebody, but the person was catfishing. And I got caught and they leaked the shit.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's why you need to be in a relationship, huh? You can't even be talking to girls online. They'll just catfish you.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what being in a relationship does. It gives you so much structure.
Mm-hmm.
It just adds so much structure to everything in your life because I don't have to text and talk to so many different personalities. I don't gotta call so many different Ubers. I don't gotta do so many different flights. It's just a lot more calm and just easier when it's just one person to deal with.
Yeah, it's like I always think about that. Like I feel like it would be so hard for me to work as hard as I'm working right now if I was still in the place that I used to be in my life we're having to think about all this different bullshit, text so many different people, like worry about flying girls, all that. It's crazy. Like it really, when you're really wrapped up in it as a dude and you're sort of on this race of just getting pussy all the time, it feels like it's like such a normal thing to do. But then once you really like take a step back in your relationship, you're like, holy fuck, like this is being a sane, normal human being.
Yeah, because after you freaking nut, you'll just look at the girl and be like, all right, man, I really want you to leave. I don't want you to sit here and act like I want to hug and cuddle and talk. I want you to leave right now.
Right.
Like, right away, I just need you to leave. So it's like, it's good that I get to like, you know what I'm saying? Not have to deal with that anymore.
And I mean, if they sleep over, all of a sudden you're farting in front of them, and that's just fucking weird. And like,
yo, like with that, there's no bowel movements allowed anywhere near me. I don't even want to know that you use the bathroom in any way, shape, or form.
oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I remember there was a Cameron skit back in the day where he was basically like, that was the joke, was like a girl came in after she just took a shit and she laid down on Cameron's bed, and he was basically like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you on my bed just after you took a shower, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I've been in a relationship long enough that anything shit related don't really make too much of a dent in my consciousness, to be honest.
How long you was with your girl for?
4 years.
Oh, 4 years. Yeah, that's some time. I ain't gonna lie, it was like that. I'm gonna be doing that. I don't want to know you. Like me and my wife, we have 2 separate bathrooms.
Oh wow.
She has her bathroom. I have mine.
See, that's interesting. Me and my girl on totally different sides of the fucking spectrum. We're taking shits in front of each other and stuff. We just have completely let all of our boundaries down.
Nah, because at the end of the day, my woman was a fantasy before I got with her. Ain't nobody, we ain't gonna ever get that comfortable to be like, nah, you ain't gonna be doing that in front of me, because you were a fantasy before, and it's gonna stay that way.
I respect that. What about like makeup and shit though? Some girls like don't even like being around their dude unless they got the full makeup done. Is there any kind of that element?
You want to know what? That's one of the things that kind of made me lock down with her seriously, because when me and her did a TV show where we had to live together for 2 weeks,
right?
First day we slept there. When we woke up the next morning, when she walked out of the room, I was in the kitchen, we was eating. She was like one of the last people to wake up. And when she walked out, and she had just woke up, she didn't have no makeup on. And I was like, oh shit. It was beautiful. I said, yo, I cannot believe that's how you look with no makeup on. Because I've been with girls that lay down on my chest, and then when they get up, their eyebrow is on my shoulder and shit.
Yeah.
Trash.
I remember being in high school, the first time I had that realization. I gave a girl a hug, and then she pulled away, and it looked like I had one of those T-shirts on with a big skull on it.
Exactly. Exactly. We don't do all that.
A lot of girls are hip to it though now. When they go to hug you, they give you the full, like they turn their whole head away from you because they know exactly what's gonna happen.
Then what's gonna happen when you want to be something for real? It's like, damn, you tricked me with all of this makeup. I remember I talked to this girl. I was like, yo, she used to wear so much makeup. You know, I wouldn't say talk to her. Saw her a couple times, and she used to have so much makeup. I used to be like, yo, like, what are you gonna do when it's time to settle down? Because I know you look different without the makeup.
Right, yeah, and they're so insecure about it sometimes. Like I dated a girl who was like a makeup YouTube girl, basically, where she made videos about makeup. And the first time that I saw her come to bed without the makeup on, I was just like, holy shit. Like,
yo, that happened to me too one time. Oh my, yo, I had this joint, and yo, she went, boom, cleaned up. And when she walked in the room, yo, the you could hear a pin drop. And I just was like, oh my, I said, nah, that is so misleading.
yeah, and you know, you sympathize with it because they're sort of doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. But and I feel for the dudes too, though, because like as a young man, I didn't necessarily know what I was dealing with. Once you've been in the game for a while, you know, you start to realize. And young dudes get fooled by everything because it's the angles on Instagram, it's the fucking apps that they use to Facetune everything, it's the surgery, it's the makeup, it's everything that might sort of lead you to be dealing with somebody that you didn't necessarily know you were about to be dealing with.
I swear, like these dudes in their young 20s, their early 20s, I wish I could like just talk to all of them and just really just like put them on the game just about because they just be so excited and they just be making the wrong moves.
Right. Man, it's crazy out there in the streets of New York, though. The quarantine hasn't stopped anybody from shooting at each other, it seems.
Oh, I'm in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
You're in Atlanta. Okay.
I'm from New York, but
right.
I got family out there, but they just need to stay their asses inside. And my boy who's a cop, he was like, crime slowed down for a minute, but now it's back up because it's 80 degrees up there.
Yeah, right. So in terms of your preference, would you 100% not want to live in New York full time at this point?
I was just living in New York for 8 months. I just came back to Atlanta like 3 months ago.
Right.
And I was living in New York like the year before last. I was living in New York for like a year and a half, but then I just feel like with New York, that's just a place where it's like so much people know me. It's just too much people pulling and tugging on my energy. And it was really hard for me to like just be away and just be by myself. It's like, it just was too much. So I just was like, you know what? I need a reset. So New York is good for me to go and do my thing and then leave. But
no, I agree. Like Atlanta, definitely. Like if you're gonna be a grown man in a relationship and shit, I feel like Atlanta is a lot more accommodating. Not that there's not a bunch of whole freak shit going on in Atlanta too. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of freak shit, but New York,
they sucking dick everywhere. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, it's Freaknik every day out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you know what? Out here though, it's just so big and spread out. Pause. You know what I'm saying? That it's just you don't really run into people out here. In New York, I couldn't go nowhere in New York. I'm running into people everywhere.
Right. Hey, you and your girl ever have the conversation about the threesome thing, or is that off limits?
Nah, that's definitely not off limits. You know what I'm saying? We just feel like whoever that third person is, they just gotta be top tier. They gotta be top tier. They gotta be ready to eat some box. They gotta be ready to sign gag orders, and they gotta be ready to gag. And when I met her, she liked women and all of that shit. So I'm not like, okay, yeah, we're married now. You better act like you only like me and stuff like that. Women, she's still attracted to women or whatever like that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna trip. I don't know. We've never done nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess with certain situations, it got to happen, and then you see how you feel. Like maybe I might just black out and say, "Oh no, I can't take this," or maybe I just feel like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, that's never like really crept into my head. I bet at this point, me and my girl have had like 100 threesomes, maybe more, and it's like never once have I been jealous of like, oh damn, like another girl's eating her pussy. Like I want to be the only one who does that. I'm like, no, do that.
You said you and your girl had like 100?
I mean, if it's not 100, it's definitely more than 50. I mean, it could be.
So how do y'all go about picking the girls?
I mean, at this point, with my girl being so deep in the OnlyFans world, that typically if we're going to hook up with another girl, it's like we're going to film it and put it on our OnlyFans. So it's usually like
hold on, man. I'm looking. What's your girl's Instagram? Let me see.
It's Lena the plug.
Lena.
Lena.
NA. Oh, she popped right up.
And she's pregnant right now too, so we got a little one popping out on Halloween.
Oh, congrats! How many months?
I think she's 4 or 5 months at this point.
Oh, so then how the hell? So is she showing?
She's like really just starting to show right now.
Oh, okay. Pornhub. Okay.
Yeah, she won a 2018 Pornhub Celebrity of the Year, I believe.
Yeah, I canceled my Pornhub subscription.
I never had one. That sounds cool though. I should get one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like now at this point though, like has that occurred to you that like you're gonna end up volunteering your dick for your girl's OnlyFans or vice versa? Because at some point it feels like everybody with the OnlyFans just keeps getting crazier and crazier because they keep seeing the money being more and more appealing.
You know, and we were speaking about that because I was like, yo, I don't know. I was like, I don't feel like the people who are subscribing to her joint, I'm like, I don't think they want to see me do anything with you. Like I feel like that might take away from from the fantasy they got. You know what I'm saying? I feel like because like all the girls who are on it, they're not doing like sexual shit. They're doing sexual shit, but not with other people. So I'm like, I feel like some people they want to see her like be sexy, oiled up, certain angles and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten any requests that I know about.
I mean, hey, I started out that way, and then all of a sudden I'm doing a fucking anal threesome in the backyard with a camera crew. Real talk, bro. We had a camera guy and everything, and this camera guy is all up in there. He's got the camera all up in there, and I wasn't even worried. I was just having a good time. It was just a Saturday afternoon.
Wow, this guy said an anal threesome. You are funny.
Hey man, there's all kinds of safety precautions that come up with that too. All kinds of shit was going down.
Damn, that's lit though. Get that money.
That's for real.
You know I kind of don't. I feel like I don't want everyone to know that this shit is such a gold mine, and I feel like people starting to like, I don't know, but I feel like everybody got their fan base, everyone got their following and all of that. But I don't want people to. I don't want them to hide it up and run it into the ground.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're selling crack, and then all of a sudden everybody's selling crack, and you got to fucking push the price down and all this shit.
And I don't care what nobody say on some. As far as having that reach, I don't know who, if anybody before me, went out there and said, "Yo, I'm starting an OnlyFans." If I missed it, then maybe I missed it. But I feel like I ain't seen nobody do it. That was like, all right, they got a following like how I got and started.
Definitely not in the rap world, I don't think. And to be honest, I think it's all about like everybody will post up saying like, oh, I made this amount of money in my first couple days or whatever. But the reality is that, yeah, you can get that big boom of like a shitload of people signing up for it right away. But unless you keep going and you're like consistent with content and it actually has to make sense to your viewers, you might have that big first month, but then every month after that, it's going to keep going down. And I've seen it even with.
I'm in my second month right now. My second month is more than last month.
Wow, see, that's great. But I've heard of a lot of even like real famous chicks who like their shit ends up plateauing pretty early because they're just lazy with it. But the people who actually go hard with it, it's a fucking lick for sure.
Yeah, man, this shit is and the reason why I did it, they reached out to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So even like with my splits and the percentages and all of that, it's not like the standard one. They hit me up and they were like, "Yo, look, if you're willing to do this, we'll do this with you, boom, boom, boom." And I was like, so that's what made me even entertain it because they came at me different and they emailed my booking email because one day I went on Twitter and I said, I'd rather start an OnlyFans before I start a TikTok. I don't know if they have a publicist firm who searches who's talking about OnlyFans, but when I tweeted that, the next day, I had an email in my booking email, and it was somebody from their camp reaching out to me saying, "Hey, if you're interested, we would love to do something with you."
Oh wow, there you go. Yo, but what is it about TikTok? Are you not like, you know, because nowadays it feels like all the girls want their man to do some goofy ass TikTok dances with them, and so you see a lot of dudes having to kind of make that decision. Like, am I going to be a cool guy who doesn't do a fucking goofy ass dance on TikTok, or am I going to actually just do it?
Yo, I saw somebody do a TikTok. The amount of work and production that went into that 10-second video.
Really?
I said, you better go to hell if you think I'm doing all of that shit. He did some shit. It was my homeboy's son. He's like 14. And he did some shit. And it's like he had to jump up in the same place, the same exact way, like 30 times to make some one video. And I was like, hell no, I ain't doing all of that.
I feel like it's the kids that get you though, because like my girl, like when she's trying to get me to do some goofy ass shit for TikTok and I don't want to do it, she's like, well, you're gonna do it when the kid comes out, right? I'm like, yeah, like I'll do whatever goofy ass shit if the kid wants to do it. And like when I see like my friends' kids, I got friends who got like 3-4-year-old daughters who are obsessed with TikTok. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's for the kids. They're like, they don't care about nothing else but that. They sit there and look up and see what's the new stuff and how they could do new TikTok challenges. And I saw this video the other day. It was like a meme, and it was like, it said how 38-year-old men look trying to do TikTok. I'm gonna DM it to you. It's so funny, and there's some grown ass man doing some shit. The guy looks outrageous.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to figure out how to fit in without looking like an asshole. I seen like Chris Brown and Tyga like meeting up, doing their first TikToks together and shit. I'm like, oh man, like you're seeing it. It's happening. Like slowly, grown men are just seeping into TikTok and just figuring out how to fit in.
Where you do your show at?
I got a studio out here in Burbank.
Oh, you in Cali? Oh,
Yeah.
Is it open back up?
Pause. But yeah, it never really closed down that, like a lot of the businesses shut down and everything. But to be honest, I never stopped like coming into work. I realized how serious it was in New York when I started to see people all having to do their podcasts over Zoom and everything. Because for us, like we never really like stopped having people just come in if they were in the area. But you know, you could just drive around out here in New York. You can't even like go over the fucking bridge to get in there from Jersey or whatever.
I used to live on Olive Place. I love Burbank. I lived in Cali for 12 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna move back there. We're gonna move back there one day. Like I think like Cali, now that I'm like married and settled and shit, I think living there would be really different now. Cause before I was caught up in the matrix. And when I say matrix, I mean that California, Hollywood flashing lights, believe everything you see, can't believe this type of shit. And I was just at the wrong house parties, just around the craziest, worst shit. So it's like now, you know what I'm saying? The headspace I'm in now, I would love to live in Cali.
But it's interesting you say that because to a lot of people out there, that lifestyle that you're talking about is pretty much like what they're aspiring to. Like they want to be around everybody at all the craziest parties, et cetera, et cetera. When did you sort of like lose your taste for that lifestyle?
Yo, and my boy, this guy, he used to just have crazy house parties. And that shit just was trouble. All the time, no matter what, it just was always trouble. And I'm just like, it's either girls either stealing from you, girls getting cool with you so that they could set you up later, guys coming to scheme and do home invasions. That shit was just too much. I'm like, you know what? I just rather like, I'm very to myself, and that should change me. And it just made me realize too that like, because you know a celebrity, that doesn't mean they're your friend. These people be meeting other celebrities and think just because they're a celebrity, they say, oh, this is my brother. I love you. You're my brother. No, you guys are just on Molly.
Twin. You got to take a photo with someone you met 20 minutes ago and write twin. That's the new shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I feel like I avoided so much of that shit because I've been with the same girl all this time, and like I look at so many of my homies who have like weird situations where they get robbed, they get set up, the girl does some crazy shit, expose them afterwards, and I'm just like, holy fuck, like I missed out on all of that because the whole time that I was going from a regular dude to being like somewhat well known, public eye, whatever, I was just sort of checked out of a lot of the most ridiculous shit because I had my girl acting as like a filter for like, oh, if we're gonna hang out with this girl, my girl's there. My girl's like the one who's sort of officiating. So I never, but there has been times like I had like, house parties where we ran an Airbnb and all of a sudden like one of my homies catches one of those girls trying to like run off with a bunch of money or whatever it was that they were trying to steal, whatever. I mean, you got to start being really careful once you start having shit.
Yo, I had this group chat, right, with me and a couple of my friends, and one of my boys, he's like single and he like lives that life. Yo, and there's like this strip club bar or whatever, where the bartenders and all of that, they're like so bad, and the strippers in there are so bad. And he got bread. He freaking took one of them, went to a hotel, he hit. Yo, this guy had to go to the hospital emergency room like right after. And he was like, yo, his meat was on fire. On fire. The girl, he had sex with the girl and caught something like that. As soon as he was done, he had to go straight to he said his meat was on fire. Like, and I just was like, yo, shit like that just makes me be grateful that I'm not even in those kind of potential situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think about so much shit I used to do. Like, I used to just be in the club till, you know, we out like doing drugs and drinking till 4 a.m, and then I'm just eating your ass and I never even seen you before. And I look back at that like, what the fuck? I probably was really eating doo-doo and I didn't even know.
Bro, that shit is nasty.
Yeah. You have a girl for a few years, you're like, damn, like a lot of that shit just seems so unnecessary. Why was I running around like that? What did I have to prove?
And then if you ever for a second think, damn, do I miss that life? Like, do I want to go back to that? It's like, because you know what I'm saying? Like, people are human. Like, sometimes you can just be like, then it's like, whoa, oh, hell no. I'm definitely not missing shit.
Hey, let me ask you this. You ever meet Brian Pumper?
Yo, that's crazy. I lived in Hollywood for 12 years, of course.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
Everybody's met him because he just be everywhere. I met him in North Hollywood, and one day I was at IHOP, and he was sitting at his table at IHOP with mad porn, with a whole bunch of like porn covers and his papers and his books, and he was doing his accounting or financing. And I was like, yo, that's Brian Pumper. He was like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, I'm just here, you know. He just handling my business, man. Yeah, I just made $200,000 off of this shit. Boom, boom. I'm like, okay, the guy don't know me from a hole in the wall.
Right.
Right at the IHOP on Sunset across the street from In-N-Out.
Oh, yeah. No, I know exactly which one you're talking about. No, that's because I've been working on a video about Brian Pumper too, trying to like basically tell the Brian Pumper story because I don't feel like it's been properly told yet. And that's one thing that I started to think is I'm like, yo, I feel like Safaree kind of like replaced Brian Pumper in a public way, in the sense of like, here's a new guy that's a little bit less creepy. He got mad chains. But the chains are real this time. He got fire waves. He got a bunch of girls around him, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like once people started fucking with Safaree, they kind of forgot about Brian Pumper. Just a theory.
Yo, damn, that's a hell of a comparison. Like, yikes. I don't know. I'm curious to know what the hell he's been through in his life.
Oh, I could tell you all about it. I'm an expert now.
Yeah, there gotta be more to it, because I feel like when he be talking and shit, sometimes when you ever look at someone and they kind of look like
devious.
Not even devious. They just look like they're looking at you, but they're not there.
Yeah, sort of. I also feel like it's weird that Brian Pumper doesn't drink or smoke. I'm like, what are you so afraid of? I want to see what you're like when you're drunk, bro. I want to see the real you.
I don't drink or smoke either.
Oh, really? See, I don't drink anymore, but I'm still smoking big dope. So I'm still got one personality flaw.
That shit just makes me sleepy. That's why I'm like, you know what? I don't smoke. It shit just makes me sleepy.
No, I feel that. So, like, obviously your money situation's fine with the OnlyFans and everything, but it's got to feel kind of weird because the TV show is on hold. Whole bunch of shit's probably on hold, right?
Yeah, but luckily, like, I was still getting paid from the TV show. You know what I'm saying? Because I ended up on Atlanta, and I've been filming the Atlanta TV show while, like, right up until the coronavirus hit. So it was catching up on the episodes and all of that. So it was like just outside of the TV show doing a lot of things. Like, I got shit that's just, I fuck with stocks. I don't ever talk about it and shit like that. But like me and my wife, like, we really into stocks. Like, I'm into that shit now. Like, one of my jewelers, this Jewish dude, shout out to G. He put me onto it, and ever since he did, like, it's stock game, I'm into it. Especially like right now with everybody, with the stocks crashing and nobody doing anything, all the stocks, everything is super low right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wait, so you're on Atlanta season 3?
Nah, right. That shit is on 9 right now.
9? They got 9 seasons? I thought I only seen 2 of them. Damn, I'm missing out. I didn't even know.
9 right now, and I just finished 10 in New York.
You telling me they dropped 8 seasons and I'm so checked out I missed out on it? Damn, my Donald Glover card is fucking rejected.
That mean you busy. But no, that's because I don't, like, I be doing this shit, and then it's like I don't be like sitting home waiting to watch it. Making sure, all right, cool, make sure I get my money from it.
Wait, but so do you do TV and then you don't even bother to watch it when it comes out, or are you watching every episode of Love and Hip Hop to see how they did you?
You know what? I end up seeing it when the clips go on Instagram. Like, because when it comes on, it'll be like a Monday, and I never know what day of the week it is. Like, I thought today was Tuesday. Until my manager called me and was like, yo, you know, you got Adam at 6. I said, yo, I was so mad. I'm like, damn, I totally forgot.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. No, I keep having to do that too. I'll be like going to sign a contract or some shit, and I got to yell at my girl like, hey, what month is it?
Yeah, she just asked me that too yesterday.
It just feels like kind of, you know, but to be honest with you, I like it a lot though, because I feel like, you know, I just spent years and years of my life like either going to different shit all the time, different clubs, parties, shows, etc., or thinking about it. Like if I did stay home, I'm thinking like, God damn, like so-and-so's got a show that I'm not at tonight. So-and-so's doing this, you know, and like to have none of that for so long has been kind of a nice break, aside from all the people dying and whatnot.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's. I feel like the world needed this reset. You know what I'm saying? Because this day and age, it's a shame that nothing lasts long. No matter how ill something is, no matter how impactful it is, no matter how powerful it is, nothing lasts longer than a week. And the biggest thing could happen, and everyone could come together, and it's like it'll last for 72 hours to a week, and then next week is something new. Then it's like, yo, damn, whatever happened to such and such? You know what I'm saying? And I got robbed a couple years ago, and that shit right there, that shit changed everything about my mentality, just how I think about moving, just how I just am with every single day life. And it just makes you more appreciative. And I feel like until you experience like some near death shit, you really don't appreciate life. Like no matter how much you can say, oh, I appreciate it, like people take shit for granted. And this right here is something that just made people like snap out of it and realize, yo, I'm taking everything from you, slow down and live in the now, because nobody's living in the now. It's like you'll get something new and then it's like they want the new shit already right away.
Right.
Okay, what's next? What's next?
It is funny too, thinking about all the people who spend so much money on like designer clothes and now they got nowhere to wear them.
Yo, I've been buying so much sneakers.
Oh yeah?
And it's like, my wife was saying, she was like, yo, you getting dressed up for the backyard. You getting ready for the backyard this summer. But I lost a lot of my sneakers, so I got to replace them. But
yeah, 100%. What's the Confused Muscle shirt? That's like a workout brand?
Yeah. It's me and like a collab I'm doing with my boy. He's like one of my I'm doing a workout thing. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna make sure you get in on it too. But it's gonna be the world. It's gonna be for everybody. Like, and it's gonna be a workout plan. People sign up, and we're gonna get people right.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird to think about, like, is there anybody out there in the game that you're sort of nervous? Like, what if they start a OnlyFans? Then, like, the game might be kind of fucked up if so-and-so just hops on this. Like, I don't know. I don't know who we're thinking of.
Beyonce shouted it out.
Yeah.
This rap. Beyonce said OnlyFans. I don't care what she said. Beyonce said those words together. It's a rap. That means it's sanctioned. No, anyone who was thinking about passing judgment, they got to just keep it to himself. Beyonce said it. And let me tell you something. She has nothing on her that is not smart. She's a very smart woman. So she knew, her saying that, she knew what the hell that was going to do. You
ever met Beyonce?
Yeah, met her a couple times.
Really? Where did you meet her at? How was that?
Let's see. What was that? What was that? That Victoria's Secret. Remember they used to do the Victoria's Secret runway show?
Oh, okay.
Runway show and a studio session in New York.
Was she like, hey, I love those dick pics. Those were hard when those dropped. No? Oh, okay.
Hell no. This was before that. But the crazy thing about it was, imagine you being in the studio and Beyonce just walks in and you didn't know she was about to walk in.
Oh, man. Yeah. It would be so hard to act like a cool, calm professional in that moment. Like everybody in the room is just like,
there's no such thing as acting cool, calm. You just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
That's hilarious. Okay, so what else is taking up your time? What else are you working on as long as you're locked down? And do you have any optimism about when you're going to be out of this present pandemic?
Yo, I just, it's crazy because if you really think about it, as far as shows and gatherings and all of that, it's like, when do you see those opening back up again?
I mean, I think the bare minimum is like New Year's or something along those lines. I don't think that we have any chance of really seeing like, you know, even a 300 person concert, even a 500 person concert. I think that's definitely a 2021 thing. So, I mean, past that, it's hard to guess.
And I'm somebody like, I'm booked a lot on weekends, you know what I'm saying? I'm always like, I love to perform, especially in Jamaica. They got this huge concert that's in front of 50,000 people, Reggae Sunfest. I'm always on it, and that's definitely not happening this year. So it's like, there's just certain things where it's like, damn, I just can't believe it's not going on. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna, you know, just keep on writing, recording, getting myself physically and mentally just prepared to just, you know, work from home, like, and just do things that I can do from here.
Definitely. You know what we got to worry about, I think, is we got to worry about dudes who are just going to hop on a quick steroid cycle and then start up their OnlyFans. There's going to be dudes who were never buff, and all of a sudden they're just jacked, veins popping out everywhere. They're on the OnlyFans taking over. That's what we got to keep an eye out for. They should really drug test on OnlyFans.
Yeah, but that's not gonna work for them because steroids shrink your meat. So if you think you're about to take steroids and it'll be on OnlyFans with your meat shrinking, ain't nobody subscribing.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Facts.
It's all about the meat.
How many people you got in there? You look like you're just in your garage by yourself right now.
No, I got my 2 editors, my guy Josh running the board, and then we got Phil taking photos. So we got like 5 guys in here. No, it's not the garage. We just added a little bit of ambiance with the fence.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as unprofessional as the fence makes it look. That's just us trying to seem hardcore, you know?
Now we gotta do it in person when I come to LA because I'm definitely coming out there.
Let's do it, yeah, and I'll have some like really crazy questions cooked up because for this one I was like, man, there's no way I'm doing any research when I already learned like essentially everything that I felt that I could learn in my prior research for the video. You ever think about doing a book? I think the Safaree book could do well.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely have. I just want to like, I should just gotta be done right, and it'll be like a book from like a beginning to end. So that's definitely something that I thought about. I just want to do it with the right person where I can own as much of it as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody coming to try to dick me on a deal.
That's real shit. Yeah, definitely a lot of people getting screwed out there.
When I come out there and we do it in studio, you gotta have like 10 to 15 bad joints from your OnlyFans. We come down and we just do like a crazy, like have people doing anal in the back while I'm talking and shit.
Definitely, yes. We'll go live on OnlyFans with like 20 girls. We'll just have a party, bro. That would be a movie. That would be the craziest shit ever.
I forgot you could go live on the OnlyFans. So boom, that's it.
Oh my God, brilliant idea. You know what's the only problem though? I think is that like I'm pretty sure that, you know, like if you were gonna have a little party, like a lot of people are gonna want to be drinking and smoking or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that once you're like filming naked shit, that the rules are a lot different when it comes to that. Like we might have to be careful. We're gonna have to get some extra diesel fucking forms signed first.
Yeah, nah, I don't be tripping about having it around me. That's just not something that I just be doing all the time just for, you know what I'm saying, shits and giggles. But like I like red wine. I don't the hard liquor, it just makes you look old, wrinkled, and tired and shit. So I like to mess with red wine if I do. And if I do smoke, I feel like the only time I smoke is like if I go to Jamaica. I don't know, when I'm in Jamaica, something about it just makes me wanna.
Yeah. I have no idea what the Jamaican weed is like. I don't know how it compares to that Cali.
That Cali shit, y'all put too much shit in it. Jamaican weed is very natural and normal. That Cali shit, y'all be having Saturn, planet, rock dust, it's space shuttle, NASA fuel. It just be too much.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. A lot of people They
Yo.
prefer that 70s weed.
Somebody gave me an edible one time. I was in the studio, right? And I got hungry, and the dude gave me some shit, and I didn't know what it was. And it was some coffee beans, but they looked like chocolate. Yo, I ate like 4 of them. Yo, and then in 30 minutes, I said, yo, why do I feel like I smoked weed? Yo, bro, I was high for like 17 hours.
Yo, the edibles are so funny because everybody always thinks that that's their smooth little idea. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this edible and I'm gonna have a nice little chill high. It's the exact opposite.
Them edibles, them shits is dangerous. I will never do that shit again.
Yeah,
that was one of the worst days of my life.
I ate 100 milligrams of edible food the other day, thinking that it was all good because I've been smoking weed for like 20 years. It was not all good. I was fucking fried. My girl started trying to talk to me. She's like, "You're not even forming words right now. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yo.
All right. Safaree, I appreciate your time. We'll definitely get something in further interview-wise next time you're out here in LA. Pause. Yeah, I was thinking that. Pause.
Yeah, take it easy, Adam.
Appreciate you, Safaree. Much love, G.
Thanks for having me, bro. Straight.
Cheer. Another classic interview in the books. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and head on over to nojumper.com to support. Appreciate y'all.